Hey guys, how you doing? It's Ty here from Ty. Today I thought I would go through kind of all my gear that I use for my video production company, Portage Point Productions. I am mainly filming weddings now, a couple small business promos and stuff. I'll link to my YouTube channel where I do all my wedding videos. But I just kind of wanted to go through my audio setup for a typical wedding day and see what you guys think about it. Just kind of everything that I've found out in my first season of wedding videos that I felt like I needed. Audio was super important to me this year. It really made for my videos just to be able to capture audio from a high quality audio from the ceremony, from the speeches, and just throughout the day. It just made everything much better when it came to editing the final videos. So I'm gonna go through my all the equipment that I have. This is kind of my main bag: recorders, cabling, and just kind of everything that you need, or that I think you should need, at least when you're starting out. Again, I've only been doing this for this was my first, 2019 was my first full season. I had 18 weddings this year. It was just a lot of fun, and I kind of figured out along the way certain things that I need to have to just make everything that I do much more efficient. So we're gonna break it down and kind of go through everything. I'm gonna start out with the main audio source that I use, which is, well, you can't see it now because I'm using it. It's a Rode VideoMic Pro Plus shotgun microphone. I use it on the top of my camera. It just captures all the natural audio throughout the day, and I use it as a backup audio for when I'm using my recorders and other microphones that I'm using. But that's kind of my main go-to source. I'll kind of show you and link to the mic that I've been using, but that's been great. It's really awesome because the battery lasts forever, like hours, like I think it's 20 to 30 hours or something, so I can get a few weddings out of the battery life. You can also have the ability to recharge the battery, or you can swap out AA batteries in that microphone. And the best thing about it is that it shuts off when you shut your camera off, or your camera goes to sleep. The microphone shuts off, so it's phenomenal. And then it turns back on when your camera wakes up, or you turn your camera back on. That way you're not killing battery when it's plugged in. It also has decibel adjusters. You can go to +20 or -10, or just normal right in the middle. It also has gain on the left side of the back of the microphone, where you can kind of adjust the levels of background noise, like wind or excess noise. You can kind of drop the levels down to equalize everything out. So let's dive in here. I'm going to start with the I'm going to work my way through the wedding day and kind of show you everything that I use. So again, this is kind of my main bag here. I keep all my recorders in here. So the first recorder that I use is a Zoom H4n field recorder. Now this thing is great because you can put your line in. I have comes with a lavalier mic that you just plug in here. You can monitor the audio through here with headphones. It takes 2 AAA batteries that just slide in here, micro SD card, and the battery lasts on this, if you're recording, it probably lasts about, I would say, like 3 hours, which is relatively good. I use this for prior to the ceremony. I get audio from my brides and grooms. I just clip this on them and kind of have them talk about each other. I'll ask them some questions. That way I have some good quality audio that I can overlay in the video. I also sometimes use this on the priest or officiant of the wedding. It's pretty small. They can just slide it in their pocket. You can turn on hold so you don't, so they can't mess with the recorder, and you just hand it to them and they can slip it on. But it lasts through a whole hour-and-a-half Catholic full ceremony, which is great. You can have different recording formats. Let me pop some batteries in here. So I'll make another video of other gear that I recommend. This one's just going to be audio gear, but I thought I'd kind of give you guys a breakdown of what I use, things I recommend, and just to help your day go by more efficiently. So again, like I said, you have different recording formats, limiters, low cuts, recording level. This is something that you really have to kind of play around with and figure out what your best option is. You can kind of see the levels rising there. What I typically have it at is mid plus. That keeps me right in between -6 and -12, and then I can adjust in post how much more I need to go on that. But again, with audio, you just don't want it to peak, and peaking ruins your audio. So make sure you just find a nice level that you can work with and adjust in post if needed. So I have one of these that I kind of just keep as a lav mic. I keep this on my person. I also use this after the ceremony. I use this to do personal message videos where I go around to people at the reception, people in the wedding party, the parents of the bride, siblings of the bride, and I kind of just hand this mic off to people and let them say something special for the bride and groom. I have two of these microphones. These Zoom F1 field recorders. I use one typically as a lav mic. The other one I will also use as a lav mic if I need to mic multiple people during the ceremony, if there's more than one officiant. Otherwise, I just got this recently for my last couple weddings. This Zoom XY-H6. It's just a stereo input microphone that I'll leave like somewhere. I'll find a spot for it somewhere in the ceremony location that I can set it down, find the levels for like readers or people that you can't always mic up or you don't know who they are. It's just a good backup audio. So I use this just specifically as a secondary audio source, just to have a backup in case the field mic dies or I'm running around with my shotgun mic and that's not picking something up. I can always cut to this and be able to use this as a backup mic. So 2 F1 field recorders kind of get me through most of the day, and let's move on from there. So the next microphone that I've found that I realized I needed is to be able to mic the groom. And with this field recorder, with the groom, you want to be mindful of the photographer and just the groom's being comfortable throughout the ceremony. So this I found, even if they put it in their back pocket or their pocket of their jackets or anything, it's just a little too bulky for the officiants and whatnot. It's totally fine. They're not moving around. They're not the ones that the pictures are being focused on. But if this gets in there for a groom, it's a little too bulky. So what I did is I went and did some research, and I got these Sony handheld recorders. And these things have been absolutely fantastic. I actually got 2 of them. And they really do produce some pretty high quality audio. They come with little lavs that you can slap in there. And so what I do is I drop this in the groom's front pocket, and I just leave it on auto so it can auto record. I found this. I'd like to thank Matt from Matt, who is Matt Johnson. I'll link to his YouTube channel. He has been absolutely fantastic in helping me start my wedding videography business. I've taken tips from him and just figuring out things that I need. But one thing that he showed on his channel that has honestly saved me is these. I'll link to these. These are Rycote Stickies. They're little stickies for lapel microphones. Because with a groom, again, being mindful of the photographer, remember, you want to work well with photographers. Just let them know what you're doing. Be open with them so that you guys can work well together as a team, and you'll just, the day will go much smoother. So one of the things that I think about is being mindful of the photographer. So you don't want to have this lapel mic clipped onto the groom's tie or on his jacket where everyone can see it, and it doesn't ruin the pictures, but there's better ways to mic a groom. And these microphones that I have, I don't even mic the brides, I just mic the groom, and these things pick up the bride's vows just as well. But these things are absolutely fantastic. I will use one for this video just so that you guys can see, but they're little tiny stickies. Show you there. They're little tiny stickies. So you take the windscreen off of the microphone, and you just take this and stick it right on that, and then you just peel these backs off, and then you stick this to the inside lapel of the groom's jacket, and these things hide away. They don't bother the groom. They don't bother the groom. You can't see them. They stick fantastically. I've never had one fall off yet. The only thing is that these stickies will pretty much stick to absolutely everything except wool. And unfortunately, I had a groom that had a wool jacket this year, and I had to find another option, which I did. I found another spot of the jacket that wasn't the wool. It was kind of the inside pocket, had a different material on. I was able to stick to that. But other than that, these things are absolutely fantastic. Again, check out Matt's channel, Matt, who is Matt Johnson. He's absolutely fantastic. He has some great quality content that he's putting out. And especially if you're in video production or specifically wedding videography, he's just fantastic. So yeah, these just can stick to any type of material, and they're on there for forever. So these are great for recording wedding vows for your groom during the ceremony. So that's the mic I use. This is really the only time I use this mic is during the ceremony to get the vows and as another backup audio source. So I have two of them as a backup, and they're just fantastic. Another thing that I would recommend getting is gaff tape, gaffer's tape. If you've never worked with this stuff, this is some high quality tape that doesn't ruin materials, but sticks pretty much on everything. So I've used this to tape microphones around ceremonies, tape recorders, just anything. So this is hide cabling, so people aren't tripping over cabling, or if you need to wire stuff up along a mic stand or something like that, get yourself some gaffer's tape. It's a little pricey, but it'll save your butt. All right, so we went over the start of the day where I used the Zoom recorders. We used the Sony little mic packs for the ceremony and part of the reception. Now I want to move on to still part of the ceremony. This is a beast of a recorder. This is the Zoom H4n Pro. This thing runs, I think it was right around $200, but this thing has given me the highest quality audio and saved me on a lot of different occasions. So similar to the Zoom F1 field recorder, you can use these stereo mics on top just to get ambient audio if you'd like. Otherwise, it does have inputs here. It has, these are XLR or 1/4 inch, so you can use pretty much get to any type of cabling here. So this is a 1/4 inch cable. They plug right in there. You can use XLR cabling. They fit right in there great. So anything that I use this during the ceremony for audio, if let's say I'm unable to mic the officiant, or there's music playing that the DJ has, or in a church setting, I can plug this into their sound box and just get all the audio that's coming through there. If you plug into like a monitor out or a record out, this thing will get everything that comes out of the speakers. So you don't have to worry about only getting the priest's audio, or only getting the piano, or only getting the DJ or something. You get everything but make sure that you're finding it out, and make sure that you, again, always have a pair of headphones. You can just monitor your audio, make sure you check it before you let this thing run all day, and then you end up with no audio. So make sure you're monitoring your audio. We'll throw some batteries in here. I'll show you what we get out of this. But this thing is great. Takes 2 AA batteries. Pop them in there. It takes a SD card. Just slides right in there. And again, I use this thing for the ceremony. I use this thing for at the reception to get the speeches through the DJ. And again, same thing as a photographer, as working with a photographer. Introduce yourself to the DJ. I've never had a DJ that has been like, no, you're not allowed to record out of my thing. Most everyone that I've worked with is more than accommodating if you're being more than accommodating. So just try to work well with people. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them what you're trying to do. Ask if they have an extra out that you can plug into. Make sure that you have different types of cabling. So I have this cable, which is 1/4 inch to RCA. This is very popular. RCA is very popular for a record out on a DJ's soundboard. I have lots of XLR to XLR cabling. That's another popular out, so you can plug it into your recorder, and then you can just plug right into the back of the DJ's speaker. That way that you're getting everything that they're putting out. Otherwise, 1/4 inch, not super popular, but it's nice to have, is just 1/4 inch to 1/4 inch. You can record right out on and get your high quality audio. Now, this is something, the last thing that I kind of want to talk about here is this saved me on one of, during the speeches on one of my most recent weddings. And again, I have to thank Matt, who is Matt Johnson, his channel. I saw this trick on his channel, and it honestly saved me at one of my weddings because the DJ did not have any extra outs, so I wasn't able to use this. The way that the reception was set up, I was pretty far away from the head table, so I wasn't able to be super close to them to even just use my shotgun mic up there. I wasn't even able to use my shotgun mic. So I am so glad that I saw this. Again, going back to these little handy recorders that I showed you earlier. So what I did, I saw this on Matt's channel. So they had the DJ's wireless microphone, and Matt told me to pick up some of these sleeves from, I honestly don't even know where I got them from. I'll link it in the description, but they're microphone sleeve covers. They were like $10 for a 3-pack or something. And this is more so just as a backup to your backup. So I have my Rode microphone up top that I use on my camera. I have the H4n Pro Recorder that I would plug into a DJ's booth. But this thing, you just slip it right over top. So it's just a microphone. You slip this right over top of the microphone and just slide it on there. And you can't even tell that it's on there. No one would know the difference. The wedding party's not gonna know. People who are doing the speeches aren't gonna know. And what you do is I just took this and turned it on, set record, and all I did is slide it right inside this sleeve. So you're not messing with the DJ stuff by trying to plug into his equipment. You're not messing with the people in the wedding party, making sure that, like, trying to get another mic on them or something. And it kind of looks a little bulky, looks a little ridiculous, but people like aren't gonna know. They can hold it just like this. All it does is add a little extra space to it. And you're recording, you put the recorder obviously right towards the thing, so when they're talking, they're talking right into your microphone. And this saved me during some speeches where I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't able to plug in my handheld recorder, my shotgun mic wasn't doing the work, and this thing gave me really nice quality recording of the speeches. So I'll link to all of this in the description. Just my biggest tip is a shotgun mic on your top of your camera and one of these options. Like, even just start out with a Zoom recorder. You can get another attachment, I forget what it's called, but you can get another attachment up here where you can plug in XLR cables. You don't have to get a whole nother recorder. Or maybe just start off with this recorder where you have already the stereo microphones on top. You can plug in microphone jacks and cabling and a little lavalier mic. Like, you can do all that with this. So audio has been something that I've learned a lot this year and something that I believe is super important for wedding videos. My next thing is going to be lighting, so look for a video for that. I need to step up my lighting game, especially for the reception and dances and all that. But thanks for watching. I hope this was super helpful. I'm going to try to start posting more videos more often, just kind of talking about the gear that I use for my production company. Again, Portage Point Productions. Go check that out if you haven't already. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.